Okay guys, so now we're mocking up the cabinets for my garage. I got the bench pretty much built. I just got to clean it up and paint it. And I'm going to make some doors, hopefully out of aluminum if I can get it. But here's the cabinet. This is a 10-foot cabinet. And I bought some 5x10 sheets of 16th inch metal, and I took it over and had it bent. I had it sheared at 20 inches, so I had 3 sheets of 5x10 sheets, and I had them sheared into 20-inch pieces. So I ended up with 9 of these pans, basically. And what it is my cabinet's going to be 17 inches deep. By the time you put that 1.5-inch bend on there, I just got to kind of clamp together, kind of mocking up how I want my shelves. These top shelves are going to be like 8 inches tall, and the bottom's a little deeper. Bottom's gonna be like 14 inches. Yeah, about close to 14 inches. All right, yeah. So I want to be able to put paint cans in the top of this shelf because I have tons of paint that I save for my houses when I'm restoring them. I always end up with a bunch of paint left over, cans of paint. I hate to throw it out. But I got rental properties, and it's good for repairing the walls and stuff if I got the same color paint. But anyways, back to the cabinets. This is the mocked up cabinet. It's going to be 36 inches tall, 10 feet long. Everything, like I said, is 16-inch thick, which is 16 gauge metal. And it's real rigid once you make those bends. So it's pretty much a lot easier way to make a cabinet, I think. My buddy Matt's making a cabinet over here. It's going to be an ammo cabinet. Basically, he did it out of tube, like 1-inch tube stock. But that was a lot of work. So I think the way I'm doing it's going to work out a little better. Because this one, a lot of work to fab up all this tubing and then, weld your metal on it after. It's kind of what he did. He just stitched it on there. I mean, it's a nice cabinet. It's a good way to do it, but I mean, these are a little flimsy. Might have to, without that bend on there, they're kind of flimsy. But the way this is bent, I mean, I only paid $81 to have 9 of these pans bent, so that was well worth the money. Now, I'm just going to take this angle iron. I got some angle iron here and some flat stuff. Bar stock, basically 1.5-inch bar stock. This is the bar stock, and this is your angle. And this is all 1/8-inch stuff. So this is 1/8-inch thick. It's a little thicker than the pans. But anyways, those are like 24 footers or whatever. Just going to take some angle iron from here on the edges and weld it up, all 4 edges, and then I'm going to take the flat stock and put it where I want my dividers between my cabinets. Maybe divide this cabinet into like 3 different sections. Instead of building 3 individual cabinets and having to, fab all that up and put ends on everything, I think this cabinet, it's going to be a bear to get on the wall, but once it's on there, I think it's going to be a lot easier to build one big cabinet. So, and we're going to do probably a total of 3 of these cabinets. One's going to be 10 foot, one's going to be 7 foot, and one's going to be 3 foot. So I'm going to take the other 10 footers that I got and cut them into 7 foot long, and I'm going to end up with 2 more cabinets besides this. I'll have my 7 footer and my 3 footer, and then hopefully I'm going to build the doors out of aluminum. I think it'll look pretty sweet. We're going to paint everything up, and I'm going to organize my shop. If you haven't seen part 1, where I talked about building all this stuff with the bench and stuff, I put some video footage of my shop. It's in rough shape. I don't really have the storage I need. Being into all the stuff that I'm into, I have a lot of different tools and I have a lot of leftover materials, so I really need some good storage. So this is my solution. You can't buy anything like this, really, I don't think. If you do, it'd be thousands of dollars to buy something like this. So we're going to make it up. It's going to be a lot of work, but that's what we do. We enjoy doing it. So I'm in my buddy Matt's shop. This thing's huge. His shop's set up more for metal working. So we got a lot of room. We're gonna bust these out. Thanks for watching. So here's my angle iron pieces I'm gonna weld on there in a minute. They go on the ends. There's gonna be 4 of them. This is just the top side. Just gonna weld them on there like that. Do yourself a favor if you're making these cabinets or whenever you're welding, grind the mill scale off before you weld it. I went through and all the surfaces I'm going to weld, I went through and ground all the mill scale off. I even did it down into here because I'm going to put a weld down in there on both sides, so I actually hit both sides of it. You'll get a lot nicer results if you do that. You won't get a lot of slag in your welds and stuff. They'll look a lot nicer. Just be a lot easier. Ask me how I know. So anyways, that's going on there. I got 4 of them. I got a couple more over here I got to clean up. But I think I'm just going to weld them on first and then flip the cabinet over and get the other side ready. And then once I weld these on, I'll have a cabinet box pretty much. So I don't think you can build a cabinet any easier than this, because once these pans are bent, that's half the work. And you don't even have to do that. Just pay a shop to do that. Okay, be back. Okay, so I got my angle irons welded on here, top and bottom. Now I got this flat stock. I'm going to weld just the dividers and to support the shelves. I'm going to put these strips on top and on the back of the cabinet. So that's where we're at right now. I got to get the flap wheel and clean up where the welds are going to be. And then I'm going to weld them on there. It's coming along pretty good. This is not taking very long at all. A couple hours and this is where I'm at. So stay with us. Alright guys, here's where we're at with the cabinets. I got a 7-footer built, except the ends. I got to put the end panels on. And I got this 10-footer built. I put the shelves even spaced on this one, and I spaced them a little different on that, so I had a bigger shelf on the bottom. These pans here, I'm going to make a small cabinet out of these, so I'll take some video footage making this small cabinet, because I really haven't been videoing building these too much, so just so you see how they go together. But if you didn't have a welder and you wanted to build these cabinets, you could actually bolt these together. Put your bolts right through here, all the way down through. As long as you had your pans and your angle iron, you could just bolt everything together. So you could have a fab shop make up your panels, drill a bunch of holes. You could use a heavy duty rivet, but I think I would just bolt it with like a grade 8 bolts right straight through it. And then you'd have to bolt on the end panel here to the angle iron to stiffen it up, because they're wobbly. They're pretty wobbly until you get the ends on them. I'm gonna weld the ends on, but like I said, you could build these cabinets if you didn't have welder, you didn't have welding skills. You could still build these cabinets, bolt everything together. They're pretty simple. I built both these cabinets just yesterday, probably like maybe 5 hours, 5-6 hours, and all I got left is to weld the ends on and clean them up. Obviously I'm going to paint them, but I'm going to spray paint them with a spray gun with some implement paint. But there's where we're at. I'll try to video building this little cabinet just so you see how it goes together. So guys, here's the finished cabinet, minus the doors. That's what it looks like. When I put the sides on these, it stiffens them right up. I was kind of wondering that. I kind of figured it would, but I just stitch welded that like every foot. I ran out of shielding gas at the end of building this, so the last few welds didn't turn out that good. I didn't realize I was out of shielding gas. Had to do some grinding to clean them up, but these ones on this side don't look too bad. The ones that I ground just don't like the way they look. So this cabinet here is going to have an open shelf in the bottom. I'm going to have my doors up on the top. I just had some extra angle iron, so I made this one 4 feet high, but the top part is actually 3 feet, the same as these cabinets here. They're 3 feet. So the top of that, the enclosed part where the door is going to be 3, and then I got a little 1 foot cabinet on the bottom. I might put my drills and stuff in there, and my drill charger, because there's gonna be a plug where I'm putting this cabinet. Will be a plug in that bottom section, so that'll be nice for my drills and stuff. Turned out pretty good. Gonna be painting these cabinets too. I'm gonna be painting them all blue, so about the same color as that. This here, about that blue, I'm thinking. Implement paint, enamel. So that's where we're at. I pretty much built this whole cabinet so you can see how I did it. Thanks for watching my videos. If you like this kind of stuff, hit the subscribe button. Leave me a comment. I don't get a lot of comments. So if you guys like this or you want to see something else, just throw me a comment on there. That'll help me out. But these are garage cabinets. You don't see very many of them built out of steel like this on YouTube, so I figured I'd throw this on there. Get my shop neatened up. We got to build the doors yet and paint them. I got to put the ends on these. There's no ends on these ones yet. This is my workbench I built. I got another video. If you want to see me building this workbench, I'm going to have another video on that. That's just almost done. Not quite. I got to put a back on it today. We're going to put some metal on the back and close it. There we go. Thanks, guys. Alright, so I added a little bit something to the cabinet here. I put these little tabs underneath here. Under the shelves. You can't really see them that good, but underneath there. Put these little tabs. I wasn't happy with how the shelves, they were a little bit wobbly. Might be a better view of it. Yeah, there it is. Just put one little tab, this little angle tabs that I made. Put them up in there just to stiffen the shelf up. Now, there's no flex right here in the shelf. The middle's good, but had a little bit of flex over here. Kind of like this. These, I don't like that flex. Probably would have been fine, but that's how I am. I don't like it, so I haven't put the ends on there, but this one, that's pretty much done now. After I put them on there, I'm pretty happy with it. Sides are on. The bottom's an open shelf on this one. It's gonna have doors over this area here. It's gonna have 2 doors. The back's gonna be open, but it's gonna go against the wall, so that'll be fine. These are the little tabs. Just little cut-offs. Little flat stock, I bent it in the vise. I didn't have no angle iron. Angle iron would work better. If you had angle iron, just cut it to length. But just wanted to show you that little add-on to the cabinet. It makes it a lot better, a lot stiffer. They're pretty rigid once you get them all together.
I work at 9 Mile and they're saying that if anyone gets coronavirus, they're going to quarantine us.
In the plant. Oh, that sucks.
You don't want them?
Unit 2. Yeah, for the outage, because they have to get it back on. And they're saying that whatever day, night or day, they're going to quarantine us.
What are you doing out there?
Oh shit, Matt, we're almost out of toilet paper. Look if
Alright guys, I got the cabinets all painted up. We just went ahead and rolled them on with a sponge roller. The weather hasn't really been that good. I didn't want to spray them inside Matt's shop, so we just rolled it on. If it was nicer weather, I would have sprayed them outside, thinned down the paint and sprayed them. They come out pretty good. I mean, it's not an automotive finish, but it's a decent finish. It's going to be durable. It's pretty thick. I got good thick coats on there. 2 coats of paint, 1 coat of primer, 2 coats of paint. I'm pretty happy with them. Just got to get them up and let them dry and put them up and build the doors for them now. I want to make the doors out of aluminum if I can get enough aluminum. This is the bench. This is the 10-foot cabinet. 4 shelves. This cabinet's 7 foot here. It's going to have 4 doors on it. And this cabinet's going to have 2 doors. This is 4 foot high. It's going to have 2 doors on it. It's got an open shelf on the bottom. We'll get them up. Get the shop organized.